We moved into this shop in 2009. It's really a dream come true. We always wanted to take on more work, and we were very often facilities constrained. And our previous facility had served us well for a long time. It was actually a steering wheel factory from the turn of the 20th century that we'd adapted to be the helm of Dyson Racing for about 20 years. And we were getting to a point where we were actually turning down opportunities because of our space.
With only 8,000 square feet, we had no room to take on any more projects, to run additional teams, additional cars. This gave us the opportunity to actually branch out into other things. The other great thing about this place is it gave us the ability to actually bring the trucks and whatnot into the building, which isn't a big deal if you're in Southern California. But if you're in a New York winter, can't tell you how many times we had to plow the parking lot and shovel the driveway to actually load cars onto a truck to go down to Daytona or Sebring.
We wanted to make sure the trucks were secured in a climate-controlled space. We wanted to make sure that we had enough assembly space to take on some new projects. Obviously, we had all of our existing functions we needed to address. We just wanted to do it in a more segregated fashion. But I think what we managed to do is actually keep the whole team spirit in the facility, but also creating as little impact on the utilities usage. I mean, we're actually in a more efficient building despite being in a facility that's double the size of where we were.
And it's a very open floor plan. It's nice because you're within earshot of each other and you can still maintain conversations, and if Cliff needs help in the gearbox department, he's only 20 feet away from somebody over here that can come in and give him a hand.
Well, I think it's great because not only is it open from a space thing, because these cars when they come apart go into thousands of pieces, but it's also just the fact that everything goes off to its own area. You've got the bodywork, it immediately goes over to the body shop. The rear end of the car goes to the transmission area. The uprights, the shocks come off the car, they go into the sub-assembly area. And then we've got obviously our heavier machining, lathes, etc., drill presses, and all of our welding takes place in a separate part of the facility. So it keeps everything kind of clean. But it's funny because you see after a race weekend, especially if you've got a race back-to-back or 2 weeks apart, the car bursts apart and then comes back together. And what we've tried to do with the facility is keep it open enough so that way there aren't barriers between the team members. Everybody is still kind of in the same general area, because I think the camaraderie and everyone being on the same plane is really important. And from our standpoint, there's always a trend, I think, with shop design to create these ivory towers for management. What we like about the facility is that we're all on the same level, and that just means that things can physically be moved around. There's plenty of space. People aren't bumping into each other, but there's also that kind of openness of the floor plan that I think lends itself to the way we are as a team.